Isanara to Jesus and Idanala Gonaraco, Olex, Hula, Amen. Amen, amen. I say to you, truly, I tell you, what I speak is tetragrammaton, and it's not of the world, but of heavens. None of the language have conceived, nor have known, for even the false prophets have not get this, for only the true apostles of God have the heavenly and tetragrammaton speak. It was not close to mine because only I can speak this word. One word, one. Let the man say what I wanted to say. For even if I say that, humans would disrespect me. So let the king tells you who am I, whom I. So let me speak to you about Matthew 22:11 or Matthew 22:29, marriage at the resurrection. Jesus replied, I am whom you called Jesus, Esau. He called Esau's, he called Suse, as it means the keys of the serpents. Mayat, I am what you called Maat. Love, the heart given to you. It's say the heart given to you, as I was his heart given. Like I said to you in the record before, I am his heart he gives to me. His heart on the cross that is given to me, poured out to me as I was the Holy Spirit on the foot of the cross while the body of whom you called Mary was far away, while I was right on the foot, and the blood of whom you called Jesus was spread down to my head. Baptized. Why? I was unimmortalized. I was immortalized from the spirit of Alstake, burnt alive, and came back as life, phoenix of fires. From ashes I came back as phoenix. The woman praised by angelic Chineses, Koreans, and Japanese. The people who does not know how to mock their God. So, Jesus replied, Matthew 22:29. Tilara. You are in error because you do not know the scriptures of the power of my Papa. And at my resurrection, people will neither marry nor be given in marriage. They will be like the angels in heaven. But about the resurrection of the dead, have you not read what my Father says? I am the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, whom you pronounce it as Jacob. Jacob. Say Jacob. He is not the God of the dead, but I am. And he is my Papa, called the living. So for the Son of Man to be called alive and kicking, just a click of his fingers left, he is the God. You called Jacob, my bride of Christ. Bride of Christ, pair in this end. This is about Matthew 29:22 is about when I was first resurrected as Adam. Second was what you call Jesus. Adam was Lazarus, and was the you call Jesus, and in this end as my truth, a woman Kodesh. For my mother who was resurrected before a few years ago, few years ago, transformed and translucent to be called Science Mother. This gospel in here, or mass, or whatever you call it, verse in it, is about those who, like me, the woman I helped to and give everything to her. I did everything to her. Basically, I was just working for them. I don't leave anything for myself. I just keep sending it to them and didn't bother about anything for myself, because I am not a lover of the world. I'm not into any materials, like that. I did like time to time after, because as it's written also in the book that like after the time after I've done so much for others, I am giving I've given what you call this, like to look after myself, to go in the salon, like I did everything. Like for example, I did everything to those people I wanted to help to, and then it was time to for me to give time for myself as well. So that is like a compensation for you, but I won't call it like that. It's just like to devour or to enjoy what I've worked for. But literally, I didn't enjoy it. I don't enjoy anything in the world because I still long for my heaven. So, time to time, when like within a year, all my savings in that year, I don't saved up anyway. All my hard earned money of this at that time, I send it to whoever I wanted to help to, and I didn't bother to think of myself, but think of others all the time. And then time to time, within a year, I only like had my hair rebanding. I have that. I have my hair reband, and that's it. Facial, no, I don't. I'm not into anything like that. Only hair. I kept my hair really, really like always in faith all the time. Always in faith. We say it faith all the time, like straight or whatever. But sometimes I do it myself. But despite of all the things that I do for those people that I have helped to, she even said to me that, you know what, Grace? Because that is what they called me, Grace. While Raphael called me Mary. Mary, and Raphael and his brothers, his neighbors, like they came from, I would just say neighbors, and then my sister, like this, because my sister is the one I always go out with, and then Raphael in the flesh, who was also renamed as Paul or Fred Eric, for him to receive the mother, who was Magdala, and the name called this end, she's called Doreen Elizabeth, and his father, Saint Raphael's father, is called Henry Thomas. So they call me Mary, and then those that I grew up with, like my this family, living this so-called, what you call that, the family in this end. I won't say the word family because it is means enemy. Enemy that loves me. There are only few of them that loves me really. The rest just wants to. So this woman that I have helped was just in law that so-called looked after my grandma. In order for me to help her back, I give everything to her. Everything. Whenever she never asked me for anything like that, but because I could read what people need, I just send it. They don't have to ask me. I know what they need. I'll give it as a deity, spiritually, until to this very end, as a symbol of my mark of in my humerus, or you call humerus, Humerus, and in my rotator's cuff, I have in my arms, the left, you called right, I have a lotus bud mark in that. Lotus, BUD in it. And that is a symbol of this resurrections, and living on the dead on that judgment. So I give her everything, and in the end, she just backstabbed me. Like she said to me, "You know what, Grace? You have no family, you have no children, you have no home, and you have no husband." And I was hurt with that. To tell you honestly, I was hurt with that, and I said that I don't know what I feel after it was gobsmack. It was gobsmack that I could not reply back, and then I said like, after all, like I didn't really say that. It's just my mom said that because my mom has been always with me and she always guides me. Her soul's spirit resurrected once before many years ago, few years ago, I say like 10 years, 11 years ago, as my guide to nurture me, which she always with me and my sister. Wherever I go, they're always with me and the saints. So that time, her spirit said to me, "I can't believe it. After all, after all that I've done for her," she said that to me. I was really, really hurt when she told me that, "You know what, Grace? You have no family, you have no husband, you have no children, you have no home." As if I was like, what? Gobsmack, gobsmack, as in gobsmack. And then, that's when my mother stopped me from sending her what they need. And then she got sick with the woman who said this to me. She's always being punished monthly with the blood, like the blood that comes out from her, like the woman who suffered from the blood for 12 years, for she was the spirit of that woman. And then my mom said to me in spirit or in soul, "Han, stop giving her. Remember what she said." And I was like, "I'll try. I still like obey what I feel that they need this, especially when the time of coronavirus. I wanted to help them. I wanted to help them. So I didn't bother about myself. But to tell me that you have nothing, like I have nothing, because I don't save up for myself. I don't save up money because it is deadly. It's for death. It's like saving money for your death. You know? And despite of all that, she said it to me that you have no family. It's literally like she said to me, "You have no money, you have no savings, you have no family, you have no children, you have like this, all that." And I thought, I have a child, you just do not understand, you know. And after the king find out of this, he stopped me from sending her money, from sending them money. Still, I try my best to help them even a little. I pay their bills. I pay their bills. I ask for their bills, and then at the time when I was resurrected, it was also like literally stopped everything. Then I had an amnesia. I had an amnesia and could not remember her. Literally, it was happened first before she said to me about these words. But spiritually, she already said that to me, which is it was just being born in the flesh. And I was really, really hurt with that because I was just starting to heal from amnesia because when my head was banged on the wall, I was resurrected for after 3 days, and then it was also a symbol of the resurrections. Like when you resurrect, you forget what you are. You don't know who you are yourself. It's like a second death you've been into. Second death you went into because your first death is when you were given birth. You were given birth, and then when you see given birth, human is like having a child in the spirit. Having a child in spirit that was snatched in the throne of God, because that was the time that I was in heaven for the 8 times, in this end. And then it was 10 times when I was resurrected in when I was resurrected. That's why I become what you called God. You know why God? Because in this verse, Matthew 22:29, this is the error of you do not know the power of God. You do not know the resurrection. You do not know the scriptures that at the resurrection, people will not marry until the coming of the king. You know, people will not marry until the coming of the king. You see how many women is wondering where is their mate, why they are getting older, because the angels are not given to marriage yet until he is. Until he is. For it is about the resurrection of the dead. It is about the resurrection of the dead. So, for me because the woman, since the day he said that to me, I was already looked after by Gabriel. My, you call which is known to you as Archangel Gabriel. And I called him Gabol because he is my what you call you call brother. Like they're there as my witness or my kins, my kins. And there are one of those who ask me, Ma, find us a woman. Find us a woman. And this is part of my job to find them a woman in spirit and in flesh, which is why I was sent in the land of smile into the wilderness, another wilderness where I am now, but it is a small island to find the woman Gabriel want. Gabriel asked. So the woman was taken, like being sold. I would say being sold. It's like they become betrothed for the resurrection of the dead. For the resurrection of the dead, because once the marriage supper of dawn, which is also called judgment, when it's happened, the resurrection of the dead will follow. And that is going to be the marriage of all the archangels, all the living and the dead. Dead is the saints that was in the beginning, was resurrected throughout incarnations to be called science, and throughout incarnations for them to be called the scriptures, throughout incarnations for them to be resurrected in this end. So that they will be in their mates. That is the reason why we are on our own, which is what I've talked to you about, that when the woman told me, you know what, Grace, because my name is Mary, Rafael called me Mary, and then those that I grew up to called me Grace. They call me this, you know what, Grace, and one of my aunt always called me Dai, like little girl, always like young, that's what they call me, young, when they call me Dai, because that's what they call me. So when I was resurrected in this end, it was a symbol of me why I have an amnesia for a year and a half, almost 2 months, almost 2 years, until I was slowly getting back to my senses. That's when I was awakened. But I become someone else. Why? I don't speak anything of the world anymore. I like to be on my own all the time. I don't want to be around anyone. When somebody is asked me, like I'm being asked that, Mary, can you cook me chicken? I would say, okay, no problem. I would just say, okay, no problem. Then I would do my things to buy what I need for. I never say no to anyone. I never say no to anyone, especially when it's about food, when they offer it to me. So that is too sometimes when, what, like I had a Thai friend, and time to time I had everything, and time to time when she go to her province, she always bring a rice meal for me. She always bring a rice meal for me from her town, from her city, or from her province. Though I have already everything, I have rice, I have everything what I need, but she always remember me, which is she's one of those that I have taken care of throughout incarnations. Why I become Tara Buddhi? Because in the beginning, that is what we are, Buddhist. Buddhist, until we become you called church, until we become you called Christ, until I become called Aztec when I was the woman burned alive, until in this end I'm called Jesus Christ. Full name, Jesus Christ or Holy Spirit. Two sentence or two words, Holy Spirit, Jesus Christ, or Church Suse. You understand, humans? And this is here what I've talked to you. If you have the understanding to understand what I've conveyed to you, you would understand the meaning of this through by what I've example to you as my aunt who told me, you know what, Grace, you have no family, you have no husband, you have no children, you have no home, literally saying you have no money. You know why, humans? Because I am given to marriage. I am given to marriage. And you will be like the angels in heaven that will be with me at the resurrections of the dead. For you to be resurrected as well as when you say resurrected, for you to receive the Holy Spirit in the beginning, you have. You have in the beginning. The Holy Spirit you have in the beginning, which is your resurrections of the Spirit in the body, and also the resurrection of the dead that have long sleep. Those body that already, already crumble. They will go back to flesh as what they were before time. And with that, it will be slavery or hellfires. Depending on the resurrections of what you have done throughout incarnations as a God of Abraham, a God of Isaac, and the living one of Israel. The Trinity, the Treya. The meaning of earth, E-A-R-T-H. T-H-R-E-A. Treya. Father, Son, Daughter. Heavens. Got it, humans? That is the meaning of why those people say those things to us. We have no this, we have no that. It's because we are given to marriage at the judgment. The resurrection of the living and the dead, which is, it won't be long, humans. So it isn't just minds, but as well as every king's who was ordered by Father to help Mayat, because my Father cannot take the look of me when he's up there and I am here working for the vineyards. He is the God of the created things. Whom you called Chapnel Elohim's Father. I am Mat, the helper of my father, the helper of my mother. Instead of them, I volunteer. Dad, I carried it. Humans, it's my Father who did all this. It's my Father who's done everything. After 7 days, my Father went to sleep and then came to the world as Adam. As Adam, blood. As Adam, Red Seas. As Adam, rivers of waters. For me to become, in this end, his little Zion, passing of the thrones. The authority that I've been running from, resurrections. Because I was scared to see how dead came back to life as Osiris.